Okay, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Unshakeable Coparent Podcast, where we don't just talk about problems, we give you solutions. Now, with Halloween just around the corner, it's the season for all things scary. And I don't know if you celebrate or not, but here in Australia, we celebrate Halloween. And I know in the US, you celebrate it, and also in the UK, all celebrate it. What I mean is get dressed up and go trick-or-treating. But you know what's even scarier than witches and goblins and zombies? Co-parenting with someone who acts like one. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's episode. So we've all got fears, okay? Maybe you're afraid of ghosts or spiders, but to be truthfully honest, the most terrifying thing for a lot of you listening right now is having those uncomfortable, awkward, challenging, fear-inducing conversations with your co-parent. And not just conversations, I mean, that's saying it nicely. Interactions or negotiations or whatever it may be. And it can be like speaking to a ghost sometimes, can't it? They may pop up and then all of a sudden, they rear their ugly head and then they just go away. They are quiet. They vanish off the face of the earth. You don't hear anything. It's almost like, do you still exist? But, they always come back. Or maybe they're more like the zombie and something happens and they don't kick up a stink about it until maybe 3 months, 6 months, even a year later, like resurrected from the grave. They come back to life. Yeah? It can feel a little bit like that. And it's nearly impossible to reason with people like that, especially when they are going on about something that happened a long time ago that, as far as you are concerned, was resolved. And you try to talk about maybe the children or negotiate on something or bring something up that you would like or need, and they respond like they're from another planet. And it is truly enough to drive anyone mad, of course. But here's the thing. It's Halloween. It's the season of all things scary, but that doesn't mean that your life has to be like your very own personal horror film, okay? Like when I was younger, I used to love horror films. And I still kind of like them, but I prefer more psychological thrillers these days. I'm not a fan of the horror film anymore. But you don't have to let like ghosts and zombies in your life control the narrative. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I'm just putting a fun spin on it because, it is the season. So what do we do with these scary characters? What do we do with these ghosts, these zombies, these witches and goblins? First of all, we need to recognize them for what they are. Mere distractions and disruptions, okay? It's like they're the trick and you do not get the treat. There's no treat in sight. So what you need to do is you need to set, and I know I say this and I've said it so many times, but I will always harp on about this, is you need to set really clear and distinct boundaries, okay? Ghosts can't haunt you if they don't know where you live, metaphorically speaking, obviously. Okay, so let's not forget about the witches, the manipulative exes who cast spells of doubt and insecurity within you. Doubt about your parenting, insecurity about who you are, insecurity about the decisions that you make. Easier said than done, but we need to shut that out and not allow that to penetrate, okay? Because you're stronger than any spell that can be cast, and you've got the power to break free. And it's important to remember that even if you've got, say, a werewolf or, we've all heard this before, a vampire, I would just say energy vampire for a co-parent, someone who changes like the wind or sucks the life force out of you, you are still not powerless, even though it may feel like it in those moments. Okay, you need to equip yourself with the, garlic and silver bullets, which is your boundaries, your support network, your sense of self and your self-worth, and face these things head on. Okay? You know what these characters hate? These fiendish, creepy, scary characters? Light. And by that I mean you you being super clear with your communication, you documenting agreements, you doing everything, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, okay? You bring that into your co-parenting and you watch those scary monsters scuttle back into the shadows under the rock from whence they came. We need to have these strategies in place. We cannot keep doing what we continue to do, especially if it doesn't work, especially if it doesn't align with what you want and need for you and your children, especially if it doesn't help you get towards where you want to be in your life. Because I know I've mentioned this before, your life is not about co-parenting, believe it or not. You were not put on this earth to fight off the wolves, okay, and beat them away. You are here for greater, bigger, and better things than co-parenting. Obviously, yes, it still needs to be an element of your life, but you need to live your life as well. Okay? So enough with the monster talk. We've got enough of those in our real lives. Let's just move on from that. If you're tired of the spooks and the scares and you're ready to turn your own personal horror story into something a bit more like an uplifting story of triumph, something empowering, then please feel free to send me a DM over on Instagram. I'm at Unshakeable Coparenting, and let's arm you with the tools, the strategies, and most importantly, the mindset that you need to become the hero of your story. Now, I know mindset might be or may sound like a really abstract word. Mindset, attitude, the right way to think, because it really is about what you think and what you feel about yourself more in particularly, but about what's achievable as well. You know, I have a lot of people who reach out to me, and if they do not believe that anything can be done, it's like, I cannot convince you. I am not going to convince you. I'm really there for the ones who have that fire in their heart, that passion inside of them, that they know there's something bigger and better and more out there for them. If you're defeated and beaten down, there's not really much I can do in terms of being a coach. I mean, I can hear you and listen to you and validate you, but that's not really going to help you move forward. We need something more. We need that fire. We need that reason why. If you've got a lot happening in your life, as in other things that are going well, and this is one aspect that really isn't, so you've got a great career, or you've got a new relationship, or you've got this business, or you're starting a business, you have other exciting things happening, you've got more happening in your life. So the co-parenting really needs to be minimized as much as possible. The co-parenting drama and chaos, I mean. You're still going to have your children, you still share children with this person, but your life is bigger. You are here for more. Okay? You know that deep down. I know you can hear me saying this. Okay? I know you're there listening. You may be laying in your bed. You may be driving the car, or like me when I'm doing the dishes, or doing the housework, vacuuming, or something like that. This is where I listen to podcasts a lot of the time. You know, some of this may be resonating with you. It is scary. It can be scary. And it can be a lot of things: frustrating, annoying, exhausting, draining, a lot of fear, a lot of, you feeling like you've got one foot on the gas to go. You want to go towards your life and go and get your life, and one foot on the brake. Now, you know what happens when we do that? You go nowhere. You stay stuck. So we need to find a way to go for our lives. Go for what you want. I know that you may have been that person who did go for what they wanted, but somehow that got lost along the way. So I really want you to dig in deep and really find that person and that has that fire within her, because I know you have it. I see it in every single woman that I work with. There's that fire, there's that passion, there's that va-va-voom, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, bit of spice and sass. We've all got it. It's just up to you whether you want to tap into that and use that to propel you forward, because there is more out there for you. Okay, so that was just a real quickie. I just thought I'd put a bit of a Halloween spin on this episode and use the ghost, goblin, witch, zombie analogy. A little bit of fun. Because if we can't laugh, then we're just going to cry. And, that is just not the life I want to live. And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you don't want to live that life either. So if this episode felt like a lifeline, or at least it gave you a giggle, and it cheered you up a little bit maybe, share it with 3 friends who you think need to hear this too. That would really help me. That will really help the podcast, getting this to more people who need to hear this kind of stuff, who need to know that there is more and better out there for them, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there is life after what you've experienced. Okay, everyone knows someone dealing with their own co-parenting horror show, whether it's your wife, your husband, your partner, your friend, your sister, your aunt, whoever it may be. And also, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That would really help me out. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we've got loads more of this to come. Tough love, real talk, actionable advice coming your way. Okay? I just want you to know that you've got this, and I'm here to make sure that you never forget it. Okay? Together we can make your co-parenting life less trick and more treat. Wouldn't that be nice?